Doctor Who Season 11 and Season 12 is what happens when you're more concerned with making history than making a good show. In fact, maybe it should be phrased making her story. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Domain. If you know me, you know I've been playing games like Magic the Gathering since 1993, and anytime a new trading card game comes out, I'm on top of it. Well, Domain is the ultimate tactical collectible card game. It's been described as modern chess or the Dark Souls of trading card games. It's absolutely free to play and it's ultra deep. Players can't just copy decks and win, they must understand the game, constantly adapt to new situations by the way of the board's tactics. It also heavily favors skill over the type of cards that you have in your deck. You can actually trade cards unlike many of the big CCGs online, and right now they just would love for you to try the game. The sign up is free and takes just a second, so if you're looking for a new trading card game that you want to try out, I highly recommend checking out Domain. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. Sign up, at least try the game, give me some feedback. The developers have been really awesome in just asking me for what you're saying about the game, and I just don't think that enough companies do that these days. So give Domain a try with my link in the description or pinned comment below, and let's play some Domain. Now, there is no end to the unending praise that keeps getting heaped on this show for its diversity efforts and its woke topics like racism bad, but nobody likes it. And this last week, rumors swirled that Jodie Whittaker would be gone, and we're already talking about a possible replacement. And I see this article today. Doctor Who just made history by casting its first Black Doctor. Jo Martin has been unveiled as a surprise former incarnation of the Time Lord in a momentous first for the sci-fi series. See, this type of thing just smacks of crowbar, inclusion, right? Now, there are times in which things are organic, and it's tough to tell the difference nowadays. I gotta be honest. Maybe this is just an organic thing that had been planned for a long time, but the marketing around the show, the things that the writers have said online, seem to indicate otherwise. In a momentous twist, the latest episode of Doctor Who revealed a previously unknown incarnation of the time-traveling hero Doctor. And for the first time in the sci-fi history, the character is being played by a black actor. So, like literally so. Whittaker herself made history in 2017 when she was unveiled as the first female version of the Doctor, a regular face-changing character previously played on screen by male actors including Dave Tennant, Matt Smith, Tom Baker, and Peter Capaldi. However, the new episode suggests that Martin's Doctor, who's disguised as a human named Ruth Clayton, is a very early version of the character who has someone been cut out of the memory of Whittaker's incarnation, meaning that technically Whittaker would be the second female Doctor. Congratulations, all right? These are the people that you're pandering to, but when you look at the actual ratings, the initial narrative around it was, you don't like the show because woman. No, that just isn't true. In fact, according to the TV series finale, there were some who predicted Doctor Who's ratings would see a dramatic decline when it was announced that for the first time a woman had been cast as the Doctor. The opposite occurred, and BBC America's ratings for season 11 rose more than 30% when compared to season 10. Will viewership continue to rise in season 12? Well, the answer, my friend, is not blowing in the wind. It's actually no. It's plummeting. In fact, Doctor Who boasts the worst ratings in 31 years for Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall. The worst in 31 years. And all the marketing tools that you have, all the woke Twitterati, all the people patting you on the back, where are they? They don't watch your shows. They've never watched your shows. I can look at, let's see the Rotten Tomatoes score. 80% from critics. Well, that seems good. 14% from fans with 1,000 ratings. Now, I will admit that people historically, this goes for product ratings, this goes for any kind of review, they're just more inclined to leave a review when they're mad. If they're generally satisfied with the product, they're not going to leave a review. But nonetheless, Doctor Who is in need of a defibrillator as the show continues to have one foot in the grave, as this latest episode is the worst viewed in 31 years in its 57-year history. Think about that. 31-year low. Sunday's episode, Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror, was only watched by 4 million viewers in the UK. We have to go way back to season 23 in September 1986 to see a lesser amount of viewers, as The Mysterious Planet Part 4 only had 3.7 million viewers tuning in. Sunday's episode of Doctor Who was also the 8th least watched episode in the entire run, which kicked off in 1963, and the lowest watched of the new series. Look at that trend. That trend, I don't understand. There must be more to it. Like, these shows must still be profitable. When we look at, let's look at the CW. Batwoman continues to tank. They renewed it for another season. At the rate in which Batwoman is losing fans, it's going to be down to a couple 100,000 by next year. A couple 100,000. There are tens of thousands of YouTubers that have a bigger audience than that with zero production budget. I mean, heck, I get 500,000, 400 to 500,000 views some days. And I'm just a dude in my basement. How does the CW make this work? How does the BBC continue to want to produce a show that is trending to the floor? The numbers for Doctor Who have gone down consistently with each new episode, as the series lost nearly 1 million viewers since the debut of episode 12 on New Year's Day. Reasons cited for the show's continued demise include bad writing, poor acting, and its woke approach. And that's, I think, ultimately, let me give you a good example, I think. I was talking with a lot of people on Twitter. By the way, if you're not following me on Twitter, twitter.com/thequartering, please do, because I ask for topics every morning there. Now, I said I was rewatching the Witcher series, and I had a few major gripes about it. One was Nilfgaard armor still look like ball sacks. Two was the dialogue. In fact, the dialogue was the worst part about it. And I'm not saying cringe dialogue. It just meant somebody actually pointed it out in my Twitter feed better than I could word it, but they knew what I meant. Basically, you have this medieval dialect and way of talking, and then all of a sudden, randomly, they'll be talking like we talk now, using modern curse words.
All I'm asking for is a teeny weeny little favor. Off, bud.
And kind of things like that. That's my biggest gripe with the show. I would probably still give it an 80%. And the woke moments on the show, look, every female in the show has either been race swapped, or every major powerful character on the show is a woman other than the Witcher himself. And I know that when I'm watching it, I know that Hisrich did that on purpose, but the show's still good. I can still enjoy something that has a drive for wokeness if it's well written, if it's well acted. And let me be honest with you, there's no way I see anybody else playing Geralt than Henry Cavill. He crushed it. Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia saves that entire show. Without him, it probably is laughable. But it has good, decent writing, apart from some of the bad dialogue here and there, which just kind of sticks out. It's shot well. Cinematography is good. There's good stress. The effects aren't that, cringy over the top. And the show's good. So a show can be good and can still be run by a bunch of, woke crazy people. The problem with this season is, again, how I started the video, that they're more concerned with making history than making a good show. Fans of Rotten Tomatoes continue to slam the series, as it only has a 13% audience score. Right now it's at 14%. Words cannot describe how bad this is. So many years of great Doctor Who, and now we get this garbage, stated one Rotten Tomatoes user. Another longtime fan of the show chimed in, the new Doctor Who is a big disappointment. It's missing all the charm and humor of the older versions. It's far too serious. There are too many companions, the acting is middling, the direction is amateur, the writing is nothing original. As someone who has been watching Doctor Who for 50 years, this latest Doctor is a major disappointment. Doctor Who should be fun, and this version is not. None of these reviews are like, oh, Woman, I don't like the show because of Woman. But that was a huge narrative at the time, right? You're not watching this because of Woman, even though more people than ever tuned in for that said Woman. It's just that the show is terrible. Look at this reported in The Sun. This is earlier this year. Struggling Doctor Who attracts worst ratings under Jodie Whittaker as millions of fans snub New Year's Day. Another Doctor Who Series 12, Rotten Tomatoes, worst of the series. The bad news continues for Doctor Who. Season 12 Rotten Tomatoes audience score is the worst of the entire series, with 689 fan reviews presently. It comes in at an 8%. Now it's at 14. Season 11, which saw the debut of Jodie Whittaker as the female Time Lord, comes in a bit better, but still considered rotten, with a 21%. There's only so long that you can continue to blame this stuff on people that don't like a woman, and till you peel away the layers, and you realize that the writers are more concerned with getting retweets and Twitter praise than putting together a good show. You saw this article come out in the Express just a few days ago saying, Doctor Who spoilers. Jodie Whittaker speaks out on quitting the BBC series. Doctor Who fans have been thrilled. Doctor Who fans have been thrilled by the latest season of the BBC sci-fi hit. Now, the latest Time Lord, Jodie Whittaker, has spoken about her future on the show. They are not thrilled. They're not tuning in. Millions are tuning out. Like, it's so easy to find these shill outlets because I could just look at the raw numbers. The numbers don't lie. Jodie has played the iconic Time Lord for 2 series now and has spoken about returning for her 3rd run. She was a welcome addition to the cast after she replaced Peter Capaldi as a Doctor. But how long can viewers expect to see Jodie on the screen? In a recent interview with Entertainment Weekly, Jodie admitted she isn't going anywhere. I'm doing another season, she confirmed. That might be a massive exclusive that I'm not supposed to today, but it's unhelpful for me to say I don't know because that would be a massive lie. Jodie added that she absolutely adores the role of the Time Lord, but she won't stay in the role forever. Well, I can't imagine you would. I mean, I imagine the negotiations went something like this. Hey, we're hemorrhaging viewers. We can only do this so long. You've got 1 year to fix it. That's probably what they told the writing team. She explained at some point these shoes are going to be handed on, but not yet. I'm clinging on tight. Ooh, I'm sure fans love to hear that. Her comments come after bookmakers revealed Chris Marshall is the favorite to replace Jodie when she steps down. Good Lord. If a man replaces her and ratings go up, Twitter's going to melt down. Even though, as I said today, and I hope that people remember that people showed up for Jodie Whittaker in her premiere, the show just sucked. Chris Marshall was linked with being the next Doctor Who before Jodie Whittaker was handed the role. However, the latest betting suggests that he may feature as a Time Lord after all, he said. There are a few episodes left of the current run, and Jodie teased the return of Cybermen. The Cybermen have gotten a lot of presence on the set. She spilled, when they move in unison, it's incredible. It's really exciting. Meanwhile, BBC have been teasing tonight's episode, hinting something major will happen. If the major thing is that they revealed, by the way, this is written today. If the big reveal is that in some alternate reality, there was a black female doctor, you know who these writers are writing to please, right? This show is written for Twitter, and it plays off exactly like it. Poor writing, average acting, leads to the worst Doctor Who series or run in history. There is no denying that this is absolutely yet another victim of get woke, go broke. To Doctor Who fans out there, I can only hope that next year is the last year and that they turn it around for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you real soon.